So, episode 1A. Just got done reviewing the first episode, and I didn't want to offend anybody when I said some of it's built for lowest common denominator. What I mean by that is they have to have such safeguards in a lot of these state level processes to prevent people from foster farming, meaning that wow, I don't want to work. I'll go out and get a bunch of foster kids and receive money from the state. They have to safeguard against that. So that was that lowest common denominator comment I made. And a lot of things, honestly, they have to ward against that. So a lot of it is kind of built that you won't be allowed to do that, and it's kind of offensive. The other part, I just wanted to be able to say I don't have video editing. I don't plan to video edit, if you want to call it guerrilla footage or whatever you want to call it. But it's just basically straight footage, and I'll just throw these things up there. Like I said, you might want a little bit more of a cleaner video or cleaner performance. That's not what you're going to get here. Like, it's a dad going to China to pick up his kid and the steps we took, and also a little bit about us. One thing I want to say that I didn't say in the last one, if you like the video, thumbs up. But the other part is feel free to put your comments, questions, concerns, and everything else down below. I'll try to answer them. There was a request that I got that they wanted me to do a little bit of background on myself and our family. So I'll do a next episode just on an overview of that, probably just a real quickie. Well, hell, I'm already here. Might as well do it. Mentioned before, we have 2 adopted children, got good with adoption, got good with our special needs. In preparation for those 2 kids, like stated before, we did a lot of classes, well over 35, 45 classes on a ton of different special needs and a ton of different issues. My wife is, I don't like to say stay at home. Stay at home, some people think a parent that stays at home is someone that sits around eating bonbons. No, my wife is the CEO of our life. She makes the world occur. She makes the lights go on. I have the easy job. I just go to work, bring home the money. She's the one that makes this life into fun, and also this house into a home, and these collections of people into a family. So that's her. She was a professional nanny or au pair. Did that for many years. And then she's a little bit of a Democrat, social welfare type of person. And then about 10 years ago, she ran across a former armor officer in the law enforcement world that was a firefighter, ran SWAT teams. So I was kind of a throwback to a Reagan-era Republican. And the 2 of us got together, and it just worked. Thank my lucky stars. Best thing that ever happened to me was that woman coming into my life. She makes me want to be a better person, but I'm not going to get into some sort of diatribe. It is February, but I'm not going to do some sort of self-aggrandizing praise of wife video. Great woman. And me, spent most of my life doing emergency management, planning, and dealing with policing people, whether it was in the military or on the streets. So that's how we got together. When we started into adoption, one great thing about my wife, she's a hell of a communicator, and one thing about me, I'm not shy to say what I think. And I have to say it again, make sure you know yourself, your relationship is stable, and you're able to go down this road, and you both communicate openly with what you are willing to do and what you're willing not to do when it comes to adopting children. It is, you'll be going through your pre-adopt classes if this is your first adoption, and they'll tell you, you can't love them through it, and you'll kind of be thinking in the back of your head, well, they haven't seen me and my person. We'll be able to do this. And we kind of know you ain't going to be able to love them through it, but we got some skills. Got news for you. You don't. It is not unconditional love. It is everybody you're dealing with here is trauma. I mean, let's kind of think about what you're doing here. You're going to fly halfway across the world, disrupt this person's normal, even though you might be able to offer what you might think is a better normal. All they know is people they've never seen before until that moment are now walking out of the world they know, dragging them across the country in trains, jumping on an airplane, flying back to America, and everything's going to be great because you gave them a sucker and looked at them and smiled. No, you're flat ass abducting people. I mean, granted, it's legal, but the same steps. I mean, you are basically taking someone out of their normal and establishing their new normal. You really have to think about that every step. They are going to be sad. They are going to be upset. I would say upset and sad would be a win for you. I literally plan on having a child probably screaming for the first day in sheer terror. I would. She's got a 6'2" white guy that she can't even understand until he needs to go to the bathroom. I mean, I'm working my cards and I'm working my Mandarin, but still can't even communicate. And when he communicates to you, it sounds like gibberish. Take that into perspective, because that's what you're going to be doing. I mean, yes, there are safeguards in place and there are things out there to make this transition as smooth as possible, but bottom line, it's going to create some trauma to hopefully make a good family. It just kind of is. You can't take them out of an orphanage without doing that. So my background also in the military and law enforcement side is dealing with post-traumatic stress disorder, critical incident stress management for both the responder and the victims of these type of issues, not adoption, but of traumatic issues. So I got a little bit of background in how to deal with trauma and that. I am no expert. I am no role model. I'm just a guy with a book that read trying to get through this. But I can at least understand the parts. So this is, like I said, episode 1A. A little bit more about myself, and so that would hopefully explain how I'm going to do the planning. It's definitely going to be a little bit more towards the military side because that's who taught me how to plan. It doesn't mean we're going to start off with military 3-point briefings and all that, but it is definitely how I started to look at going to China. So again, if you like this video, thumbs up, subscribe, and please feel free to put down questions. I might not have the answer, but I will have an answer, and hopefully this channel helps you. Look forward to seeing you in the next one. Bye-bye.